back. Every weeknight, you can see my first guest as host of Politically Incorrect on ABC. Please welcome Bill Maher. How are you, my friend?
I brought this in case things start to drag, but no. Did you see this? I want to get right to this. This is the front page of the New York Times. Do you see Linda Tripp? Look at her now. Why don't these women do this before the scandal? Before they put us through this. If she had just got this haircut, looked like this, she wouldn't have been so pissed off. She wouldn't have been taping her friends. Paula Jones, same thing.
Do you like the new Linda Tripp?
All right, forget the paper. That's the last time the New York Times.
Yeah, well, you've been steering away from the impeachment trial because you're bored with it. You've had it.
I think they're bored with it, right?
Yeah, everyone's tired of it. America's had enough.
Yeah, I'm bored with it, and I don't like the way it's covered. I don't. Even when people argue, you know, it's never the human side. You know what I mean? Nobody thinks of the 50-year-old man and the 20-year-old girl, you know, it's Valentine's Day. You know, when they were together, there really were two less lonely people in the world.
I didn't know you had this warm side to you.
No, but I mean, don't you think that's true? Don't you think they were actually less lonely, that they had something, and that people shouldn't judge that?
No, I think we should judge and make fun.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Nobody gives Clinton credit for the sex he didn't get. I mean, he's a horny guy.
Like you're defending him a second ago.
It's true. I think you have to put it on a sliding scale of how horny you are.
Right.
For a guy that horny, 10 times in 16 months with her, that's much better than I thought he was. I mean, put it on this scale. Charlie Watts of the Rolling Stones.
Right.
Well-known, been on the road with them 30 years, never had a groupie. You got to try not to get when you're the drummer for the Rolling Stones. He obviously doesn't care that much about sex.
He's not interested.
He is not a horny man.
Right. So Charlie Watts
is the drummer for the Rolling Stones. Did I make that clear? They're a rock group who probably get a lot.
Absolutely. You're wrong.
Nothing. 30 years, never had a groupie.
They have a lot of self-control, the Rolling Stones.
No, he does.
I know.
He does.
I know.
Because he never had. So, I mean, if there's Bill Clinton on this end and Charlie Watts on the other end, I'm just saying, just judge them by how much they want it versus how much they resist. And I think Bill Clinton resisted, and I think, you know, in 10 years, they'll be naming high schools after him.
They'll be naming something after him. I don't know if it'll be a high school.
Kids playing for the Fighting Cocks. You know, the crowd. I knew
Well, you yourself.
I knew where your audience was there, you see?
Oh, nice shot. You yourself are single, okay? Doesn't mean you're not a romantic man. You're certainly interested in women. You just have decided, I do not want to get married. That's something that you're not crazy about.
Well, you know, I'm 43 and I never did get married, so do the math, you know. Obviously not, it wasn't an appealing thing to me.
Right.
I came close a couple of times, but, you know, it's not an institution that is the best advertisement for itself.
Right.
You know, it doesn't work at least half the time. If that was
he's married. And you chose to look at him. Yeah. That's what I thought was interesting.
It's fine, mister.
Yeah. The guy who had the best romantic quote about marriage, Donald Trump. Have you had him? You must have. He's a New Yorker.
Yeah, he's been here.
Okay. I mean, when he married Marla Maples, I asked him why was he getting married, and he said it was right after remember the Long Island shooting? On the Long Island Rail, he said that just happened, and he made him realize how precious life was and how much, you know, that to me, honey, there's so many nuts out there, let's just do it.
Maybe I'm a romantic fool, but, well, you don't even like Valentine's Day, do you? You don't like people celebrating the institution of marriage?
I like it, but when you're single, you know, and trying to stay single, you got to get out of town on Valentine's Day. You know,
right.
You got to make yourself scarce. So I usually book that gig in Alaska on Valentine's Day, the Nome Comedy Club there.
Do you go? You have an idea for your own? Is this true? You have your idea for an own holiday for single men? Is that right?
Bachelor Day?
Or is it for? Yeah, who's it for? This holiday, Bachelor Day.
Oh, that we did years ago as a modest proposal on our show. But somebody told me since that there is. I forget what Scandinavian country where they actually do it, which Bachelor Day is that married people get 1 day a year where you do not come home and no questions are asked.
It's a German thing, actually.
It's a German thing?
It's called Fasching, yeah. It actually is.
You seem to know a lot about this, actually, Andy.
It's like this, it's all tied up with Carnival, the same thing. It's all tied up with Carnival, the same thing.
But it's legal, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not, it's one of those legal things. It's, I don't think that people really get away with it. I think that it's just...
Yeah.
So the idea is that, and it works because you have to have an agreement that no one's going to ask questions. Everyone's got to just obey. Like, guys can go off and no one's going to ask any unpleasant questions.
1 day a year, is it that much to ask?
Right, but, and the Germans are traditionally very forgiving people. So. It obviously works beautifully.
Things just roll off them.
We taught them a lesson in 1918. They've hardly bothered us since then.
There was I don't remember. The View. Let's talk about The View, because you were on recently.
Yes, I co-hosted The View.
You co-hosted The View. Are you the new replacement?
What happened?
For Debbie Matnaplis? What's happening?
No, don't say anything mean.
Okay. No, that's not me. You were on The View recently, and you commented on Barbara Walters' physique. Is that right?
Oh, if you mean her rack thing? Well, well, the only thing I could think of is they were reading quotes, and she read quotes from celebrities, and then we commented on them.
Right.
Like you do here.
Right.
No. And one of the quotes was from Geraldo. It was Geraldo saying Barbara Walters is a very sexy woman and has a great body or something, and then Barbara took her, sweater, not her sweater off, but she showed that she's wearing a tight sweater, which she entertained the audience with, and I just, as a natural good host, said, check out the rack. That's so wrong?
That's not wrong. I find her intimidating. We got Run But Politically Incorrect, of course, on weeknights at 12:05 on ABC, and you are doing a show on Monday. It's a special show, is that right?
Oh, yes. We're doing President's Day. We're going to do a Politically Incorrect from 1799. So we'll all be in powdered wigs and Elton John-like birthday costumes, talking about the issues of the day, like slavery, that were actually alive issues 200 years ago. But, totally ad lib. But those the issues from 200 years ago. And then Tuesday we have Jerry Falwell to answer about the Teletubbies.
Yeah.
They're hissing.
It's a pro-Teletubby crowd, actually. Well, Bill Maher, thank you very much for being here. Best of luck with that.
Okay, thanks.
Good to see you again. Bill Maher, Fabio coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.